let's talk about security arrangement. Are you happy with security arrangement so far here in Termanitown at the Nikraku, the second sports complex?
General, there's one person that we need to command and say a big thank you. We need to commend and say a big thank you here. That is Mr. Ansan, head of security. And I can tell you, when he came in, it started from the security meeting. He requested additional policemen, 40 policemen to come and add up, because it says that Accra House of Hope and Vision FC, looking at the kind of match that it is, and I can tell you, he requested 2 ambulances. And for security, I think everything is on course.
Thank you very much, Naji. So we handing over to our commentators, Victor, live from the Nikraku, the second sports complex. It's Vision Football Club versus Accra House of Hope. Sit down, relax, and enjoy the game. Over to you, Victor.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. The stage is set for this titan clash between Vision FC and Accra House of Hope. Well, the Phobians play in front of their fans in Termanitown for the first time. Well, there's a big fixture to look forward to. A very physical Vision FC side led by coach Nana Jiman. A very stubborn side has proven their mettle, boasting an impressive record of 21 points at home in 12 matches. Well, hello, Phobians. They are not just pushovers at the NEJ Kraku, the sports complex in Termanitown. But you can see the place is beginning to fill to capacity, as most of the Phobian fans are beginning to turn out in their big numbers. It's a historic fixture. And definitely all eyes will be on Termanitown this afternoon. Well, interestingly, we've got other games happening in various parts of the country. But of course, this particular fixture will headline this weekend round of fixtures. My name is Victor Kwa, your commentator for this afternoon. As we look forward to this exciting exchange. And you can see these huge numbers with Hrarts of Folk fans traveling in the majority. Very soon we'll be seeing the two teams take to the field. But Watara side got back to winning ways against the DMIT at the Accra Sports Stadium upon their return. And it was Raphael Aponsen's free kick that separated them against the TNA boys. But the big question that has been on the lip of most of their fans is whether the 21-time Ghana Premier League winners can recreate that magic out here against Vision FC, who are a very physical side themselves. Well, you can see the Vision colours also. Well, it's all over the stands here. Vision FC, not the kind of season they will be expecting. Well, they'll be hoping to be within the top 4 at the moment, but unfortunately, as nippies to the Ghana Premier League, well, they are currently on the 14th position with 28 points, 7 points away, and 21 big points at home. And it's something Hrarts of Folk have got to keep their eyes stuck onto. Well, you can see Benjamin Asari in your shot with the 2026 World Cup qualifiers against Chad and Madagascar. Now stayed ahead of Tizigi and even George Wallacott in terms of who starts between the two stakes for the Black Stars, owing to his quality showing in those trainings. And he returns to help his side. Oh, some beautiful pictures to behold here at Tema Newtown. And you can see it's just giving you a bit of perspective view of the entire stadium. As we get ready for the big match. And you can just see a lot of singing, drumming and dancing also in the stands. And you expect these Hasselhoff fans to be leading the charge as they are doing at the moment. Very, very loud team. A team that have got so much following in the country aside the record Ghana Premier League winners, Kumasi Asante Kotoko. One of the most decorated clubs in Africa, led by coach Abubakar Ouattara, who himself has been a technical director back in Morocco with Wydad. So it tells you that in terms of experience, the coach has got a lot under his sleeves. Well, Hasselhoff at the moment have been pushed out of the top four and they're back to the 6th position with 40 points. After that big win by Medium FC, running route against Dreams FC on match day 37. Those to nil at TNA Park.
Versus Hasselhoff match,
referee for today's game is Nico Figlio.
For both sides,
man of handle as many as 21 Ghana Premier League fixtures, and this will add up to one of the big games he's done so far this season. Obviously, it's the second. He's got a big tax. Next to figures as of today's game. High profile match in the catching
we in the South 11 for Vicious FC. Say Benjamin
waiting for the two teams to take on the
Calvin or say
but interestingly, you'll take a quick look through the starting lineup for Hasselhoff and Vixen FC. There have been some number of changes. Coach Donald tried to track inside the mix. He's taking off Ben Satute. And there we have the two teams now taking onto the field. Hasselhoff coming from the left-hand side in the predominant white. And Vixen will be coming through the right channel. And you can see the yellow shots there. As they take onto the field, that was Captain Osasime in your shot a while ago.
Versus Vicious match we Sanyera live match.
They've also got a very interesting staff of Kunedu Yadop. He's been a regular 2 yellow cards in the previous game against Medium FC and has been replaced by Ransford Mensah. And there we have the two teams exchanging some pleasant trips. For the last meeting between these two sides, back at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, produced just a goal for Hasselhoff, and it was the Mauli Wires goal that separated the two sides as we take a closer look at their starting lineup. That's for Vixen FC. Interesting stuff with Kwame Rowe, the captain of the side, leading the front line. Yemo will be playing from the left wing, and Nagaji has been shifted to the right hand side. Very interesting stuff with Boatie Jete and Kusi Asante playing from the right hand side. Exciting back four: Ajiman Musa, Mohammed Ali, and Sanja the young man. And as usual, it's the regular face between the two sticks for them. That is Abraham. And that's the Vixen side. It will be spent on by the teaming fans here. So those are the match officials in your shots at the moment. The Gideon Kofi will be assisted by Osafu James. Assistant referee 1. Referee 2 will be Awaji Bless Chachu. And the fourth official will be referee Maso Hansen. That's the two skippers on the side. And let's hope to separate matters from that quick interaction with the match official. So that's Benjamin Osari, the man who gathered so much attention after his return to the country. And I've also extended his contract with the Phobians by another year, after giving just a 1-year contract. Here's awarded his side. And this Hasselhoff starting lineup, exciting stuff.
At the comment section, I see the Yes, Mike ne watch.
There's double changes to this team. With Ross Thomas are coming in place of Amankwa, who sits out today's game. Ampedu has also been replaced by Hussein. On the right hand side, Boateng is saying Asma will be playing from left hand side, and an exciting back four of Mensah, Asibe, Yadom, anywhere. Now take a look at their bench. They've got the likes of Adam and Franny all sitting out there. And they'll be hoping to come on in the second half. But they've got Kwabena Boateng who's also sitting out as well. Martin Kikari, most of their fans have been canvassing for his start due to his promising showing in their last previous matches. Also, Hasselhoff will be playing from left to right in your shots, whilst the home side will be kicking from right to left. And you can see the former Nations Cup team man in the 18 jersey. Samuel Boateng has come under the scrutiny from most of the fans due to the big chances he's missed. Even against golden kick in the MTN FA Cup. Any moment from now, the referee will take a look at his watch, and that will be a big signal. That will be just about commencing the first half department of the game. Well, that was Vision's bench, and led by Coach Nanajuman. We've also got a technical director, Anna Walker, who's been speaking big ahead of today's fixture. I believe his side is going to go out by 2 goals to 0 in the first 25 minutes. And it's something everybody will be at least expecting from this very physical Vision FC team. That's Abraham, the goalkeeper for Vision. The man who've come through the ranks and have been featured for the national under 17 side. And any moment from now. So there we go for the first 45 minutes here at the near J Kraku, the second sports complex in Taman Town. And it's Vision with the first touch of this game. That's Yemo trying to run out there from the left hand side. And unfortunately, it's just a very strong narrow space for him to break through. But even whatever with the free kick quickly taken. Sanja brings it back to Abraham in his own area. That's a long lash up front, trying to pick Camiro, but Benjamin Asari on the right place claims it. No trouble spilling at all for the Black Stars goalkeeper. Wallace kept more than 10 clean sheets this season, tells you of his quality after crossing over from Great Olympics. After named the best goalkeeper in the Ghana Premier League. And he continues in the same trajectory. Yes, Asifak now with possession on the far side, drops it deep into the middle. And it's back onto the right hand side. And that's a big flash up front. And he's looking to pick Boateng, gets him. He decides to just touch it with his right foot. As Michael also set to say, sends one in, managed to pick the big man. Asifak with a big chance here, and it was taken care of by Michael Abraham. Really keeping his eyes stuck onto it. Has beginning to scan the area. And cause a bit of activity up front. There's a throwing advantage on the far side. And it's quickly taken by the home side. And that's Dagaji. And it's a very difficult space. That's the captain, Kwame Rowe, in that bit of a hit-and exchange. An advantage has been given to Hatzefolk. What looks to be Kunedu Yadom's kick, who will elected himself to hit it. And once again, will be forward, finding his forward man, but can't reach there. As the supply has been cut out. It's a Jerry round onto the left hand side, and guess who is coming? It's Nagaji, picks it, drops it a little bit, sends in Isuga into the box, but it's been dealt with. And you can just see Vision FC just trying to hold the pressure on the opponent. Just inside 2 minutes, 46 seconds. But at least maybe the clear difference for Hearts of Oak this afternoon will be their goalkeeper, the ever experienced Benjamin Asari, 32 years of age. Most of impressive resume. There's Vision in the middle, spreads on to Daniel Yamo. Managing to keep it. We'll drag it onto the left hand side and pick Sajiman back to Yemo. Sanjay again found out there, sensing a killer into the channel, but there's absolutely nobody there to connect onto it. That's Hasu starting something exciting. And that's Hussein. It's brought back to Ransford Mensah. Castleford on the front foot now in this game. There's Ransford and Percent. And they've given up possession. It's been a heated exchange in the last 4 minutes. And the tempo of the game absolutely skyrocketing at the moment. Yes, Yemo giving a bit of activity by Mauli. Vexen has it back in your foot. Here's Sajiman. Santi will put it into the middle. Back to the defensive line. And that's Ali. The former Lions man joined Vision FC in the second transfer window and has been a regular feature for them. That's a bit of touch there on Chrissy Asma as he stays on the tap. We'll need a bit of help. Just look at that again. So you can see that's a big brawl between the two players. And it was Boachi was the culprit on that occasion. Also, that's a big breathing space for the two teams. At least to have a bit of chit-chat once again. We'll keep you updated on what is happening across the other match venues in the country. That's Nana Juman, one of the assistant coaches for the national under-17 side, work with Coach Lai Kinsey of Levy Sports. After that, what will be qualifiers? He's gonna fail to pick a ticket. Back into Vision's box. That's Watson left it for his point man to hit, but it's a very feeble shot from Mauliwayo. Not the best of it. And he's one of the players Vision need to really keep the eyes stuck onto him, especially at that right hand side. But here Vision will run riot, dragging the ball into their own territory. And guess who's the man? Is the man in the 5 sets who does all the job. Brings it to Ajuman. It's very quick and very, very sharp. Now Sajete Soa. And he'll point the other way around. And that's a big relief from the home fans. To the family of Samokwe, a former House of Folk legend who died 28 years ago. And that was part of the bronze winning team back in Barcelona, 1992. Well, looks to be a free kick for Vision. And it to be taken. Alright, watch it. Finds Sajiman as they try to work me away once they get into House of Folk final set. But unfortunately, they've given up possession. That's a big hit, looking for wire. But they scored a big one to square off with. Couldn't really match the pace of the man in the 7 shot. Well, that looks to be Hrarts Musa. Just look at that battle again and shoot between these two players. Marley just stealing his way a bit into Vision's box, only for the whistle to halt that movement. Oh, the best of stats for these two teams. There's been a lot of activity. Just wondering, it's a bit shocking with Coach Chano Walker's statement that side Vision FC was going to get 2 goals in the first 25 minutes. But we've already done 9 minutes already, and just wondering if that really will be the tagline after this game. That's an obvious throw-in for Vision. On the left-hand side, quickly thickening out. And it's brought back by Kusia Santi. Having the white headband on his head. That's Maliwayo. That's another big hit looking for Boateng. That's a lovely way to intercept that. Looking to use the wings to the advantage. But once again, Vision FC reading it quite well and dealing with the menace. I still now love to come a bit upfield from the left-hand side. That's going to be a long shot, and it's taken and just flying a bit. He fails to keep it below the crossbar, and it was just dragging away onto the far left side of the top post. No, 10 minutes now, and there's no clear-cut chance at goal. And it's the same old story. Yeah, it's a long one delivered up front. Oh, it's Kusio Santi who picks it. Back to Kunediado. That's a lovely play in the fans will cheer on. There's Hatsafuk team Hussein drags it onto the right hand side. Yes, Michael Iwa will find SCB at the back. Onto the left hand side, that's Kunediado. SCB has been invited into the fray once again. And that's the confirmation of the scoreline for you. We've done more than 11 minutes. And nothing to separate these two sides. Here at the New J Krakow, the second sports complex in Tema Newtown. That's the folk really caressing the ball in their own area at the moment. This is a lovely run. This is Hussein into the penalty area. And he overdoes it, over-elaborates it from the definitive midfielder. That was a glorious opportunity, just fluffed away. I was just thinking he could have at least looked for anybody in the white shirt. Martin was just waiting at the receiving end when he decides to go solo. That's a big clearance out the far left hand side. That's Radford mentioned. Started as the obvious favourites at the start of the season. But had a bit of struggles and will have to retire to the bench. So playing as the second favourites in Watara 16. That's a great grouping from the back. There's Benjamin Asari towards SCB. Well, interestingly, it's still goalless across all the other match venues with Kotoko playing with Chem United. But yes, that's the folk, that's Wayo. And they give away possession. Kusia Santi will drag it onto the right hand side. A lot of twisting and turning. Nagaji. Yes, Bochi. And he'll check direction of play onto the left hand side. Ready to stay with Vision as Ajiman picks it with his favorite right foot. He's out again into that far channel. Really sending most of the ball into your own penalty box. That's a bit worrying at the moment if you're a Vixen fan. And again, you've got to let's give them the benefit of the doubt, trying to create something exciting from the back. It's a very difficult midfield battle at the moment. They find it so difficult to penetrate. That's the folk midfield where they've packed exciting players to look out for the likes of Setsosai, who was very skillful. Wow, pick this joint back to Osetsube. And it's another lock one into Vixen's boss, gets a header to it. Oh, nearly picked up by Michael Abraham. No troubles at all for the home side. Right into the battle, by win by Cusio Santi. Boati. That's a big chance. And it's well defended. Boachi. The way still is up. Well, Vixen player Cusio Santi stays on the turf. And that'll be a big hit. Fails to continue with this game. And you can see he's in some deep trouble as he lies on the turf. As I picked a knock on his ankle. You can see after he went into that heated exchange. Oh, there's lots of drama here. As we keep the free Boati, but has not got a power to stay. Michael Abraham between the two sticks. 15 minutes cleared. Well, excitedly, Edmond Asante is part of the national under-20 side as they prepare for the under-20 African Cup of Nations in Egypt. One of the players missing in the setup today. The youngster, just 16 years of age, and he's already a revelation. Chiman will destroy it. Fine. Daniel Yemo. A bit of scrappy play there. That Vixen will keep their composure, wins it. He's trying to bend that ball, cuts open Vixen's defense. But it's been well cut off there. Lovely idea from the man in the 37 shots. And let's look into the rescue. Suraj. Brought across, but there's nobody in the white shirt. That makes it very simple for the goalkeeper to hack on to. Well, we've seen a very fluid football from the two teams. The only team lacking in the puzzle has been the fact that they've not been able to create anything convincing up front. Yes, we'll have to bring it forward. We'll see, it takes a long drive up front. Kusi turns it away. Yes, Rafael punch that. We'll look for Hussein. Trying to find him in that very tight angle. As the Phobbians come forward. That's a big movement there. And you can see the fans absolutely disgusted about that challenge. In the space of 3 seconds, as Rafael punts up, that goes into the book of the referee. And the fans absolutely are mad about that decision. But indeed, there was a big connection. Maybe they should have passed for the free kick. Reaching up the opportunity to launch another attack from their own territory. Yes, Archieman. There's Daniel Earmore in plenty of space there on the left-hand side. He's got a lot of options. JT fishing on the right foot. This could be a bit dangerous. Looking for Nagaji within the box. Finds it. But has been watched tightly at the far side. And there's another free kick. That's a very advantageous position. And it's the youngster Emmanuel Sanja who goes to the ground. Well, talking about Emmanuel Sanja. Has been one of the most exciting youngsters this season. Unless to play in the Ghana Premier League. If you care to know. Let's just look at that movement again at the far side. Was Sanja just 16 years of age. Was part of the national under 17 squad that was dropped to national under 16. As they have the free kick, sending so many bodies into Hrarts box to see if they can really break the virginity of the game. It has been a bit mixing in the last 19 minutes. It's locked it inside and it's well guarded by Benjamin Asari. He's got the height to deal with it. Wire trying to break away, and it's Hrarts free kick. Oh, the fans just going very well at the moment. It's crazy noise all over. Oh, the near Kaku Sports Complex in Newton, but that was the incident again as Mauliwai was touched from behind. And Hrarts now have got a big opportunity to see if they can try something from that distance. Or the likes of Setsube have now joined the fray in Richard's box. That's the referee. I'm sure the 2-man formation is well erected. And that will be Daniel Yermo and Archieman. Well, let's see what can happen from this one. Kwesi Asma also standing by it. As well as Ransford Mensah. Will it be an incisive one? It's Kwesi Asma sensing a guy, a big opportunity in a big space. Rafaela Pansa. Ricochets of Daniel Yermo. Kwesi Asma trying to drive to the traffic of bodies. Send it across, and again that's a touch. And the whistle is up to set the situation. And Vision FC survives it. As Abraham stays on the field. Instead of picked a knock in an attempt to save the situation. Well, let's see if he will be able to continue. Well, played for Accra Lions a bit on loan for a period of 3 seasons. Michael Abraham returned to his darling club, Vision FC, back in 2021-2022. And it's been the first choice since the 2023-2024 season. But this was the lovely delivery into the channel with the goalkeeper. Well, let's get him involved. "22 minutes played." And that was a brave start from the goalkeeper. Less than 25 minutes to go, and already we still see fans trooping in. And it's a very heated game, with no goal to shoot for at the moment. Hussein will leave it. That's Camero. Wanting to keep possession, will be waiting for anybody. See, right, but decides to go for the power. Comes off. Couldn't do the other. Boateng falls back to help with defensive duties. Wins it. Finds Setosei. Quixi Asma. Lost focus for a second. And get away possession. Well, we're back into the safe hands of Michael Abraham at the moment. Looks to be going for a long hit up front to find his talisman up front, especially the skipper of the side. Pamiru being left all alone up front to square with this Hasselhoff defense. Well, interestingly, Kerala United have just taken a very important jump ahead of the Diana Stars at home. Now Zasafok now trying to create a bit of opening in Vincent's area. Headed away by Kusi Asante. Recruitment Chelsea also is also leading Hrarts of Lions at the moment. And so just tells you how keenly contested this weekend has been. Well, in terms of possession, there's Vincent who've seen most of the ball in terms of how they carries the ball in the opening half and boxes around 55% as compared to 47% for Hasselhoff at the moment. You have Hasselhoff having the big numbers in terms of the shots on target with 3. Oh, so another player lies down on the turf. It's a bit worried. The Hasselhoff fans, and it's the man with so much experience set aside on the turf from that particular challenge. I'll just watch it again. Foot up challenge from Boache, and it might just be lucky not to run away with a yellow card. Set Osei has been escorted out to receive further treatment. The division have got a throw in, and it's Sanjang who picks it up. Transfer man set. They'll struggle to go through that far left hand side once again. They've been gifted with a throw-in advantage, and it's going to be a long one. Take it. Looking for Boateng. Advantage, you'll stay with it as the Phobians try to create a bit of instability in Vincent's final third. That's not into the box. That's a lovely header from Boateng. But it's been whisked away once again. A quality showing from this Hasselhoff attacking line. But what a clever defender we've seen so far from Vincent. And once again, I try to really stand their ground and ensure that at least they keep their dream of at least rescuing a point from this game intact. It's Vincent trying to box the ball now in midfield. They'll have to drive through the middle. Ends up losing the ball. And it's Mike Kelewa, the experienced Mike Kelewa, who's been doing the business this afternoon. A brick wall on the right hand side. Very difficult to go past. Hasifok. Kwesi Asma managed to keep it. Trying to go to the traffic goal. Set to side, decides to go for the shot there. Ricochets of somebody into the box now. Boateng. Oh my goodness. And it's Michael Abraham with that heroic save at the end. Lots of touches within Vixens FC penalty area. It's losing that big opportunity to take the lead. Here's Vishin. Sajiman. Kwesi Asante. Sajiman. Yemo. He's got a lot of options. And it's tipped over beyond the bar line. And you can see he knows he could have done better. A bit disappointed with that decision. Fails to create anything out of that lovely opportunity that was coming his way. Well, so far, Vixens FC top scorer this season. And it's Buffalo with 3 goals. And tells you that absolutely you cannot play this way. I'm going to check Buffalo as we go for the cooling break. It's 30 minutes, half an hour done. And there's still nothing to really see from these two teams in terms of creating opportunities up front. It's been lacking a bit. Maybe the two managers, Nana Juman and Coach Abubakar Watara, will use the opportunity to have a bit of chit-chat with his forward men as they track their tactics a bit up front. In terms of goalkeeping options, it's been excellent so far for the two teams.
Coach
Michael Abraham have been the busy of the two sides.
Within 27 minutes, so I'm considered 2 goals over Chaneka. And behold, 30 minutes then cooling break and
we keep seeing lots of fans
still
trooping in. Everywhere is filled. It's a bit understandable. It's the 21-time Ghana Premier League champions playing and the 12-time MTN Cup winners, record holders. The fans always in the travelling majority anytime they play in any part of the country.
Week in, week out. Has the folks today, it's a live match, say training, say about room now, updates.
What you can hear from the background noise, Vixen FC, management telling his lads, he's got to keep it very simple. And he's trying to draw the Hrarts players out of their defensive shell and look the ball over them, at least to create a bit of opening. They will press the restart button all over again and continue from where we left off. Asante Ali. It's a lovely back flick looking for Asante. It's a bit of touch there on Kwesi Asma. That'll be another free kick for the Philippines this afternoon. Well, both teams lost out on the MTN Cup ticket. At least keeping their dream of at least putting a hand to the Ghana Premier League intact, especially for Hasifok, who wants to have a bit of belief. So they are able to win their remaining matches, of course, which is less than 10 matches to go this season. This can be closer, but as to whether they'll be able to do that ahead of their arch rivals, Asante Kotoko, it's a big question. Yes, Vision, that's a lovely shot across. And it's from the man, Nagaji. That's a crazy drive across. Obviously, miles away from the mouth of the goalpost. Just marking over the centre back, bringing it forward. Going from Nations FC in 2024. And there he is once again with a lovely touch. Oh, Chrissy Asma. Somewhere between two players. But he's got a scale to bring it up front and start winning. The sympathy of the referee. Well, so for bench, of course, we've got Abdulaziz Adam, Tiflos Collinson, Yatin Kakuri, sitting on the bench. They set it out once again. And that'll be a hot chase on the right hand side. Shoved off his feet. Formation now trying to operate on the two flanks. They've been more busier with the left one in the last few minutes. 35 minutes with just 10 minutes left on the clock for the first time department of the game. Yes, Vision charging for it. That's another lovely shot sent across. And it's just a grounder. Absolutely have not got a power to stay in goalkeeper Benjamin Asari. And there's Vish's bench. Likes of Abdul, Raf Suleiman are all sitting on the bench. Emmanuel Akansese, the man who have returned from loan from Finland, all sitting on their bench. Yes, Rafael Puncher drags it onto the right hand side, looking for Boati. It's a bit of pushing from behind. The referee once again gets it spotted. Sergio on his feet. Well, some attacks have just got in one against Legon Cities. Oh yes, Osesime's free kick for the Phobians, dragged across into the box. Rushed off. Breaks it back to Kunedu Yado. Set to say. A bit of twisting and turning. Rafael Ponsa will come for it. Sends it on the wing for Mauli Rayo. Well, normally comes in the second half, but being a regular starter for Watara side in the last 5 matches. It's the super sub. Well, that's become a real decoy on the right hand side. And it's Ransford Mensah. And it's the former Dumbotsman who picks it. We'll have to send in the Ikela from the right hand side. Looks to be a long drive, isn't it? Can Hasselfeldt break the deadlock? Well, we wish in defense withstand. Let's deal Metzl and deal with this one. It's brought across and it's pumped away. And Chrissy Asmal brings it back to Hussein. With Hasselfeldt keep on pressing. Long delivery in. It's a big chance for Hasselfeldt. Can it see it? It is in. Hasselfeldt takes the lead. And then Nietzsche Kaku, the second sports complex in Germany town. And guess who is the hero? It's the man in the 5 set. The centre back, Calvin Osasure, with just a tap in beyond Vixen's defense, and Asari celebrates. Better scenes all over the stadium. Well, it's been criticized several times this season, and it's just risen to the occasion. Just look at that fair delivery. That's a brave goalkeeping. And he just the closest. Just a tap away to turn it in. And the Phobians are looking to have a real party out here. For left it, plenty of space. Unpartnerable from Vision's defense. You cannot just allow that quality stuff from him. Just one touch and it's in. Almost 40 minutes, but here's Vision's chance to get back. And that's blocked. Yes, Motara on your screens. Must be a relief man at the moment. Decides to just stay on his bench this afternoon. No gimmicks on the touchline. Yes, Kuniriado trying to walk forward a tip, but decides to find his colleague centre back. Osesibe. And here's another long one into the channel. Hussein at the end of it. But the whistle has been blown once again by referee Gideon Kofi. At least to hold that movement from the Phobians. What you can see, there's a lot of emotions on display at the moment all over the stands. But here's Daniel Yama formation trying to drift in into the middle. Decides to go for the power. And again, that's miscued. Well, that's the goal scorer on your screens. Osesibe. That's a lovely tapping. Well, you can see it. Since being a staunch supporter of the Phobians, always traveling with them anywhere they go. Or simply put, Mama loves the football, isn't it? Well, 4 minutes to close the chapter on the first 45 minutes, and it's Vision in the driving seat at the moment. Lots of options and lots of outlets. They just need to calm themselves down. There's Kamiru, who is the deputy captain in the absence of Tate Bafo. Who sits on the bench. By getting to see, at least I can say so, his course is made up of some quality stuff in terms of his long range shots. That's what we're lacking for Vision FC this afternoon. They'll have to get into Hrarts penalty box before releasing those long drives. And maybe Sadeshi will just cause a bit of stay after. Hussein breaks away from his marker. He's got two players ahead of him. Just in a haste to release it. Patmiro drops there to help. Yes, Solly onto the far left hand side, plenty of space. House needs to be careful. Vision FC is still coming for it. He's trying to use his marker. That's a bit of a suspect, isn't it? Yes, Simano Sanja finds Kusio Santi. What yesterday at Accra Sports Stadium we saw Accra Lions raising from their rings. Absolutely no problem spilling. Probably a skipper who is leading by example at the back this afternoon. Unless he's got a firm grip of his back line in terms of issuing instructions. Santi, but there's a bit of miscommunication. And it's out for House of Folk throwing. Well, Kusi Asante, joined from Namoro FC in Kumasi. Azaz trying to come for it. And this Mauli Wayo once again hosting on the turf, the former BBN Gold Stars man. Still picked. You know, certainly getting into that activity with this player. Just look at it. That must be very painful. Still picked a knock on his head. Well, absolutely nothing. Not on his head, but there was a bit of contact a bit. And will certainly be in some big pain. .44 minutes. We're looking to hit the 45th minute, and we'll be looking to see the number of minutes that will be added on by the officials. Christy Asma lifts it for Hussein. Looks to be another crossing that has been sent across. The referee already spotting something, so that is a confirmation. There's 3 minutes of additional time. Yeah, well, lovely play. Kwame Rowe, can this be the equalizer? Oh, Benjamin Asari makes that daring save. Oh, no wonder. He gets the one ahead of Lawrence Atezegi. And even George Walcott. That is brave goalkeeping. And 4 seconds. How did the captain miss that glorious opportunity? And the agony for the Vision fans is just doubling at the moment. That would have been a great story. A great equalizer at the death of half time. Look at the movement again off the head of Daniel Yamo. Saw his captain in plenty of space. That great decision from the House of Oak shot stopper. Well, let's see, go to the ground the quickest. Kwame, this is good to continue with the game, but we've already cleared more than 1 minute of the 3 minutes that have been added on. I'll see who also stays on the turf a bit. That's Mike Kiliwa. Well, the referee has been absolutely impeccable in his first 45 minutes in charge of the game. Considering how this game have flown in the last 47 minutes. It's been a heated affair between these two teams with a lot of end-to-end stuff. That's why you'll try to keep this one on the turf, but fails in his attempt to do that. Well, first half is almost upon us. That is Sanchimel for Vision FC, who gathered the broken pieces on the left-hand side. And back to him. Suraj. We'll be looking for Muhammad Ali, but the goalkeeper picks it instead. Sanja. Hasselhoff wins possession. Martin being set for in the free. Hacks onto it. Well, you can see the physical presence of Vision's FC defense is absolutely off the roof this afternoon. It's a very physical team. They've got the physique to match any team in the country. It's a lovely touch. Daniel Yemo will have to drift into the middle himself and try and see if he can try his luck from that distance. Here's Sanja. Chipped it over. Asibe nearly giving away that big opportunity. But guess who comes into the mix again? It's Benjamin Asari. Cleared the 3 minutes of additional time. As the two players collide and stays on the turf. And Hrarts will certainly be reciting the last prayers to ensure that the shot stopper is able to continue with the game. His absence in the last 3-4 matches caused them to drop so many points. And you can see that was the incident that resulted in that incident of the goalkeeper and Kwame Rose staying on the ground. And here this one was from Sanja. That was a lovely cross into the channel. Well, absolutely, it's half time. The near J Krakow, the second sports complex in Newtown. It's Vision FC 0 across the folk who head into the dressing room of Kelvin Osesbe stopping to lead in this intriguing fixture.
Right.
What I'm going to we'll be crossing over to the pitch side where my colleagues will be running through the halftime analysis.
Your friend Kevin Osiesi Vesugua, Onya Etimidima Rainbow Boys. You can say, a cashes TV Plus, Obersubscribe, up to on question bell, Eddie and Far comment, bra, making kind and so Eddie Amana, Osha Puna Yatuna, 50 votes, and Itimapa has Ekra 84%. Say, and then you may win a game, no 84%. Draw AX6% and a vicious FC baby and a 10%. And then Bia shares a house, baby in the game. No, Nabian to me. I come over comment here. Fat comment section as an yanking canina. Come answer so and from and any of the go and so already you room. Now, the first half analysis in Yaba. Say a bar, you will room. Now, the matches and a second half and so to us now. Oh, room one. Other league centers, my results, no. So bro, a whole group and on and so any for the gross on the program. Our Baba Yara Sports Stadium and a Kumasia Santicarco, any Beche United Ever first half and Abanaway A00, Beku Chelsea Asher 1, Heart of Lions Intimacy, Gold Stars Asher 1, Young Apostles Intimacy, Sasa Kerala United, one of Asher 1.
Krakow, the second sports complex, and it's our Crown House of Folk leading by a long goal. I have my colleague Najid is right here with me, and of course, Michael Kofiodo of Metro Sports is also here this afternoon. And it's been they are down by a lone goal. Still live on Metro TV, live on Original TV, live on Alpha TV, live on my live on the Ghana Football Association app, and of course Joy Prime and Adom TV, Net2 TV. We are live. This is the home of the Premier League. It's Monday 27. Vision Football Club 0, Accra Suffolk 1 at the end of the first half. Najee.
Let's start with Kofi because he's the.
No, let's go because Kofi will come.
Okay. All right. General, first things first. Now we are going home with a brand new Jeep. We've won it because the first 35 minutes.
Yeah. That's true. Where is Coach Arno Walker?
Coach Arno Walker,
the technical director for
and I've seen where the car is being parked.
Oh, really?
Yes, I've seen where the car is being parked.
Nice one.
Yeah. General, to me, the first 45 minutes, I can tell you that I told you that we are going to see an excellent match, and we've witnessed that excellent performance from both teams. Accra House of Folk, from the beginning of the game, I told you Coach Ouattara has something that he wants to unleash this afternoon. I talked about Kwesi Asma, who will be partnering and concerned in Liverpool, and it has really worked for Coach Ouattara because at the end of the day, Asma is somebody who can hold on to the ball, give defensive splitting passes, and I like his recovery rate. So to me, Accra Support has been on top. I will not take anything away from Vision FC. They've done well, but when you are playing with your grandfathers, you must know that you must do an extra job for you to overcome them. But my problem is with Osei Esibe and Kredu Iyadom. Now, this last minute gap, the chance that Vision got, they were all flat-footed. That is the problem I have with them. They should communicate really well. For Benjamin Asari, to me, he's the black star number one. Look, he does not move. He doesn't go shaking. Now, look at the last minute gap that I was talking about. The moment the player was coming, he was just watching the ball. If it was any goalkeeper, he would make a move but Benjamin did not make a move. So I think that excellent performance from both accounts.
So excellent performance from goalkeeper Benjamin Asari, and of course Accra. So Michael Kofi Odro is right there with me. Kofi, this is the home of the Premier League, and this is the first time on the screen talking of the Ghana Premier League. A lot of Ghanaians, I expect a lot from you. What your general assessment of the game?
Yeah, Gatuso, I think that it's really been an exciting game. This is a game that even on our platforms, Metro TV, Original FM, Original TV, we had the two teams speak really big ahead of the game. With yourself and Nano Walker, it is just right to congratulate you after winning the best. We know we're going home with driving in a brand new Jeep. And I really feel that the game has really lived up to its billing. I've always said that the Premier League has, it's demonstrated a lot of quality, especially this season, except that people who run the bad commentary are the ones that do not make time to follow the games on TV or make their way to the stadium. And what Vision FC and Accra Hearts of Folk have demonstrated here this afternoon is a clear quality that the Premier League is made of. The two teams we've seen them string passes, we've seen them put the ball on the turf and play the ball on the turf. Fantastic football, except that Hearts of Folk have shown a little more experience, and it is the reason they are up by a lone goal. And then also you would want to single out a goalkeeper for Accra Hearts of Folk, Benjamin Nasari, and he praises on him because he's the reason Hearts of Folk have gone into the break with a clean sheet. We've seen Vision FC create some decent chances, especially the two chances in the dying embers of the first half. But Benjamin Asari has demonstrated a performance worth being in the Black Stars post, and I feel that he's really done well. For Hearts of Folk, or for Benjamin's counterpart on the other side, Michael Abraham, I feel that he's kept a very cool composure, not really tested, except for the situation where he was also to portray the quality he's made of. That's where he fumbled, because for a goalkeeper the rule is very simple. Once you come out of your area, you must get a touch to the ball, you must make a significant impact, otherwise you expose your goalpost and you could be punished. And that is exactly what happened. When the in-swinger came, he came out of his lines. Unfortunately for him, he couldn't have impact to the ball.
Kofi, your general take on the goal, base goal, was there a foul before the goal?
To be able to state clearly whether there was a foul or not, I think that I would need the benefit of a replay. Otherwise, it is difficult to judge. The goalkeeper came out of his lines, and once you come out of the small box, you are treated as any other player. So if the contact is not severe, that will be whistled as a foul anywhere on the field. You lose that right of protection once you come out of your box. And so it is difficult to tell whether the referee, Ajakofi, or his assistant made the wrong call. But I feel that even if there was contact, it was not severe enough to call for a whistle. The goalkeeper erred. The fundamental rule is that once you come out of the area, you need to make an impact on the ball once you have a touch. And I feel that everything has been perfect. Play has been fantastic. Officiating by Gideon, Ni, Kofi, and his assistant has been spot on. There are a few occasions where the Hearts of Folk fans have reacted, but you would expect that. I feel that everything has gone well, smoothly. Spectatorship, right on. This is the kind of spectatorship we expect week in, week out at our centers, and you'd want to commend the the Vision FC communications team led by our own Babangida, and even for Ignite Media, the energy we put in it, the airtime, and then the effort we put in promoting this game has yielded the kind of results we expected. And I feel that it's a wake-up call on not just Ignite Media, but all of us as media people to promote our own and exert a lot more energy on the Premier League. And I'm sure that the results will show, as is shown here at the Ni Ajay Okraku Sports Complex this afternoon.
So still live from the Ni Ajay Okraku, the second sports complex, is the home of the Ghana Premier League. Vision Football Club, Gio Accra Folk won at the end of the first half. Second half will commence very soon. And are we going to see more goals in today's game, Kofi?
From the way the first half went, I expect to see some more goals in the second half. If I'm to predict, I feel that we would have a minimum of 3 goals in this game. Maybe in the second half, the goals could split with each one of them getting a goal to end the game 2-1. Or if Vision FC will continue to expose their backline like they did in the first half, I feel that it could be a 3-0 win for Hearts of Folk or a 2-1 win for Hearts of Folk.
Okay, I have Malam Mesmela here with you. He's good at predicting Accra Folk games. Are they winning today?
I can tell you that Accra Folk is winning today, and the scoreline is going to be 2-0. I'm telling you.
2-0.
No, yes.
Malam Mesmela.
So those who are taking, is it Betway, the bookmakers? So for 2-0, trust me, it's going to be 2-0.
Okay.
But that one will also happen. I think that Coach Ouattara needs to revamp his team again. Yeah, because I can see Mauli Wayo is a bit tired. And I think that is the way he's being used on the wings. Now, Hussein on the left side, I think that there is time that he needs to push Hussein in. I know how he variates his system. He can revert back to his 4-3-3 that he plays, or the 3-5-2. Then let the fullbacks also start searching for it, and they will get that goal. But
you made mention of Mauli Wayo, and I think at the blast of the whistle, Coach Ouattara is not happy with Mauli Wayo, the way he handled the last ball before the blast of the whistle. And we heard him mentioning, we've done this at the training grounds. Why should this happen? He's not happy. What do you think? Do you think he should change Mauli Wayo?
And if you have that technical, and I can tell you, it's really affecting Accra Asofo. Let me use Kwesi Asma for example. The moment he gets the ball, he raises his head. He looks at his flanks first before he wants to move. But Mauli will always cut in instead of him to open wide. That has been the problem. And I've always seen Coach Ouattara shouting. So he needs somebody who can just open wide for those passes to go.
But Kofi, what do you think the two managers should do, Nana Ajimaya and Ouattara, as for Accra?
I think the players that started the game demonstrated high level of quality. And so I do not expect any change, early changes. I don't expect a change in the first 15 minutes. Maybe they should read the game, and then after the 60th minute, if there are reasons for some tweaking of the scores, then they can do that. But Nana made two interesting points I would want to reiterate. One is the centre backs of Accra Hearts of Oak. Kunadi Adam and then Kevin Ose SB. I mean, there's been times where they've committed unpardonable errors. A lot of the time they are flat-footed. If they continue, because Vision FC are down, and they'll be more offensive-minded in the second half. So if they continue to open up those spaces, you will not always have your goalkeeper come to your rescue. There are times when he could also be vulnerable and concede. So they need to trade cautiously, especially in the second half. And then talking about Mauli Wayo and his inability to open up play when the midfielders have the ball. I know Kwesi Asma very well. His forte here is the long drives, the long passes. And Hussein is not your typical winger. Hussein is a winger who has been converted into, he's a midfielder who has been converted into a winger. So his speed is not that much. And that is where I expect that Mauli Wayo will be opening up more for a lot of the long drives from Kwesi Asma. And then even Setose has also got that ability to be sending the balls wide. So I feel that Mauli Wayo needs to do a lot of running in the second half so that he's able to open up the defense of Accra Hearts of Vision FC.
Vision FC. Okay, so we hand it over to our commentators, Victor, and of course, Justice Cole. This is the home of the Premier League, live from the Hrarts with the second sports complex. Vision FC Accra Suffolk 1 live on Metro TV, live on Original TV, Alpha TV, as well as on the Ghana Football Association. It's also live on Adum TV, Netu TV, and Joy Prime. Sit down and relax and enjoy. Yes, it's also live on Light TV in Kumasi. This is our home of the Premier League. Victor, if you can hear me, over to you.
Dancing continuing over the stands. That's the fans a bit quiet at the moment. Despite their team taking the lead in the first 45 minutes. Shall say, let's debate. What are we hoping for a spirited second half performance? As their coach, Nana Jimat, will be having plenty of talk, especially in the dressing room, where his captain, Kwame will have been a bit silent up front, not giving a different space to run through those tight tunnels.
Second half, and so how the fuck 1.
But
This is
there's a bit
FC.
of work missing.
Subscribe the channel if you
With the
haven't
absence
seen
of
this.
Edmond Asante,
Yeah, the second half.
who's been very crucial to the Ghana Premier League Davis campaign this season. And his absence definitely is going to cause a bit of stain in their performance this afternoon. Well, for Hasselhoff, who are currently in the lead, it's been business done so far. Very tight back. Oh, Kelvin Osesibe, Kunedu Yadav, an experienced Michael Wawa is planning straight on the right hand side this afternoon. And the coach Watara, he says that Hasselhoff is a team that do not make a lot of promises ahead of fixtures, unless they tend to do the talking on the field, which is what he's showing this afternoon. I decided to step out a few minutes after the first 45 minutes. And here, dropping, you hear most of the Vision fans say that unless they've got a chance in this game, unless to rescue a point. You're very confident, despite trailing by a goal to nil. Osesibe, parts of the famous defense Ashanti goal side. A real dribbler, very agile, anytime is trusting forward. Then you see Benjamin Asari having that tic-tac with them. Well, this is the man who is Vision's top scorer this season with 3 goals. Emmanuel Chebafo, who might be coming in the second half, the skipper or the general captain as well of this side. Well, lots of business in the stands as usual. You'll be expecting Free Boateng to lift his game a bit. He's been doing a lot of running around Vision's final third, but in terms of being productive, he's hitting target. It's not been forthcoming from the man in the 18 shirt. And a lot of credit to this youngster who denied Hasselhoff twice already. At least to ensure that Vision do not concede further. Well, maybe seeing an early substitution. And that's the confirmation. As Michael White's off for Samuel Amufat to come in. So another centre back is being introduced by coach Abubakar Watara. And here's Michael Ewa in his shot. Well, it's just taking his time to walk off the pitch. Well, that's the BBN, former BBN Ghosters man coming in. He's got a great understanding with Kevin Osesibe this season. The partnership definitely yielding the result. That's the full cup being in search for. And game is underway for the second half. With Hasselhoff now playing from right to left. Last year, opponent play in a reverse position. Robbie Vision's free kick. And it's a quick one sent across. Well dealt with Raphael and Puncher. Here's set to say. Looking for Marley Wayo. Picks it. Let's go to bring it to team. This is a lovely header. How did he miss that? Well, we've got to see that again. Someone batting a free, gifted a glorious opportunity. And fails to direct his head. Let's go. And the scoreline stays the same. It's Howard Eds, and you can see Vision's been absolutely mad. Oh, they had this defensive shape. Oh, they're just struggling to contain Hasselhoff in the final third of the pitch. They should have seen more than 2 goals in this encounter. There's Vishin. Well, he's trying to camp for it. On the edge, this could be dangerous. Yes, there's a lovely hit. Oh my goodness, it's in! What an equalizer! And Vishin back into this tie. What a hit! Into the top left corner. And Benjamin Asari couldn't just say it. He did not see that coming. And it's ejected Soa with a lovely hit. I was just talking about Hasselhoff giving so much room for Vixen FC to play around the edge of the 18 area. And we've just seen the result. What a color into that top corner. Quick response from the home side. Just look at it again. Walk curved around the defense, curved around Benjamin Asari. And it's in. And let's see if they can at least pick themselves from the ruins here. Hasselhoff. Here's Rafael Puncher. Setso say. Trying to go solo. Drops it back to the left hand side. Ronaldo scored a goal against Midyama FC. Has been kept at bay into this game. Yes, Christian Sante quickly takes it. Drop to Sanja. Yes, Nagaji. Let's go there. Best to catch up with that one, but not this time around. It's just too strong for him. JT. Yes, the man who scored a goal on the ball again. Backs that one in again, looking for those in the yellow shorts. That's the folk needs to be a bit careful. This tends to be giving away so many opportunities. That's one of the quickest goals Hasselhoff have considered this season. This Vishin still pressing. Kusia Santi comes off the brick wall of Rafael Puncher. So the confirmation of the goal. And a goal scorer for you. The man in the 80 shots. He's taking it to a notch higher this afternoon. Well, leveling matters. It's throwing for Vision FC. A bit of time wasting. Wants to wind down the clock. There's Hasselhoff's opportunity rather. Samuel Mofa picks it. Well, it's been Vision showmanship in the last 5 minutes. Hasselhoff sitting on a tiny edge in this particular half. Just look at that bang again on the ball. Sorry, did not really suspect that coming. But it was a difficult ball for any goalkeeper to deal with. The quality on the bench, you've got to credit the youngster. He's still trying to cut up in the Phobbians defense. This time around, they're trying advantage. Back to Nagaji. Quickly taken. Boateng. That was Chris Yasma. Sad to say, I've been deprived. Oh, so many of the balls this afternoon. Not the main orchestrator in the middle. Well, looks like Kwame Rowe might be going off. And another exciting exchange from management. And it's the man with the captain's armband who hand it over to Michael Abraham. As he goes and takes an Elisha. And it's Emmanuel Akansisi who gets ready to come on. What's the player has been after his straight outside the country. There's a real threat in front of goal. As he gets ready to join the fray. Well, with the absence of Hamza Issa, it's been a struggling Hasselhoff in the final third of the pitch. But even Hamza himself have not been sort of criticism. Walk through the traffic of bodies in the middle. Abraham picks it up, no spilling. Stretching into his waiting arms. Okay, Sese drops it. Kusia Santi. Vision playing on the ball. On the far side, that's Emmanuel Achiman. And it's out for the train advantage to the home side. We'll continue their press. Smalley Wayo. That's a big challenge on Edward Achiman, who tends to stay on the turf. Absolute silence from the stands, especially from the Hasselhoff fans, who are a bit disappointed with the showing of their side in the second half. Benjamin Asari getting his wall ready. That's a beautiful cut up from the channel. Rafael up and shout. Moving a bit upfield. The crossing has been sent again. And it's cleared away. Hasselhoff failed to pick the broken pieces. Kunadi Adam goes down. And he wins the free kick. Well, Kunadi Adam lying in pain. Big disaster for Vision FC. He's got a very nimble foot. He's got a lovely height, 1.93 meter. Kunidi Yadav. Just (24 years of age). Have to play with his favorite right foot. A former Waffleman. And that's the folk back in that guess. (2022). All making your way into the game. Track lane 2 is a try now. That's a big hit. Edward. Story fishing beginning to bully Hearts of Hook in terms. To tap that one out. Oh, the dangerous area to make the danger. And it's Sajeti swap it. To establish authority. Yes, Raj. The advantage to the home side. We're playing some very exciting football.